Good morning, everybody. And welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. Let's take a deep breath together. And just breathe and relax and settle into your seats. Let the chair support you. Start to let go of all the stuff that's been going on this morning, throughout this past week. Let go of all the things you're looking forward to this week coming, or some of the things you're not looking forward to. Let it all go. Take off all of the hats that you wear throughout the week, all the things you are to all the people in your life. Just let go of them and let yourself settle into your being. Let yourself settle into the self with a capital S. Reminding yourself that you are a part of the all good, which is God. That this all good breathes in you and as you. It expresses in and through you and as you. Just breathe. Embracing each inhale and exhale. Letting your chest fill fully. And then letting that air out. Cleansing the lungs. Cleansing the body, sending more valuable oxygen through the body, through the veins, the arteries, through this magnificent physicality that you are. The trillions of cells that are working, and that keep you moving through life. Doing all the things that you require it to do. The body temple, it's a thing of beauty and awesomeness. And so we celebrate life this day and in this moment. Life that is this physical existence. Life that is also the divine essence. The first cause of all things. First cause of all beings. We celebrate that and our oneness with it. We say yes and thank you for life in this moment. We say yes and thank you for love. We say yes and thank you for community. For the opportunity to come together, to share and to grow, to love and be loved, to nurture and be nurtured. And to be mirrors for each other, to see the divinity in each other and in ourselves. And so it is from this divinity, through this divinity, with the voice of divinity, that we sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Go ahead, sit down right here, and then we'll do that. Sorry.
Release, the inspirational moment. Today I release all thoughts of fear from my mind. Today I lay down the burden of carrying the load of responsibility of life for myself and for others. I relax all sense of strain. I align myself with powers of goodness and of right action. I abide in perfect and complete faith in God as my ever-present good. I take up no arms to fight the negative. I turn joyfully and resolutely to faith, realizing that the light is immune to darkness. I turn my attention to the light eternal without struggle, realizing that that light shining through the dark spaces of my consciousness, will dissipate them, and that I will walk in that light in which there is no darkness. Repeat with me. I align myself with goodness, and I walk in the light. I align myself with goodness, and I walk in the light. I align myself with goodness, and I walk in the light.
Seaside Sunday, kites fly, kids play, side by side. Oh, how high kites fly. Reach for the clouds as birds dive down. Raindrops fall as sea sprays us all, and wind has a plan, no matter your hand, so pull it in.
Rahim Kwazi. Thank you, sir. So, Thursday, I went to the movies with friends. And I'd not been to this theater before, so I got to the mall, North Park, and I came in, and I could not remember North Park having movies. I mean, I know there's movies there, but most of the times you go to the mall and you're going to go to the movies, you can see the movies, like says AMC or Cinemark, whatever it is. But there's nothing outside the building lets you know there's movies inside. So I parked at one place, and I figured if I walk in, then I'll find a directory and it'll tell me exactly where the movies are, and I could just make my way over to wherever the movies are. Well, I go in the mall, there's no directory right there, and I walk a little bit in two directions, I still don't see a directory. So I come back out, jump in my car, I drive around to the other side of the mall, and I still don't see a sign for the movies. So I'm calling my friend, calling Stephen, and he's answering, and I said, I'm in the mall, and I'm trying to find you, but I don't see where the movies are. So he's telling me they're on the second level, and they're on the side bordering 75. So I said, okay, great. I'll find you in a minute. So I eventually make my way into the movies. I parked in the garage, the covered garage, flew inside because it's time for the movies to start, but I'm forgetting that there's at least 15 minutes worth of previews coming, but I'm rushing, as I usually do. I'm always at the speed of light when I'm trying to get stuff done. Always. My mother tells me I was born that way. 5:15 in the morning, speed of light. Still doing it 6 decades later. So I get in the mall, we enjoy the movie, great movie. We come back out, and I get back in the parking lot. My car's not there. So I'm looking around. Meanwhile, it's 103 degrees, of course. I'm looking around, I'm walking around, because I know I parked there. And I'm walking around, no car. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I didn't park exactly where I thought I parked. So, I walk around a little bit. I'm looking at all the white cars in the parking lot. None of them are mine. So I figured, okay, take a deep breath. Thank goodness I have a peace initiative going, because I was still peaceful, but I'm thinking, the car's got to be here. I must have missed it. So I go back in the mall, because I have to find a restroom. So I go to the restroom, and I figure, I'll get some pretzel bites, and I'll just relax. Can't walk past pretzel bites. So I got some pretzel bites. I'm relaxing. I'm breathing. I sit down in Starbucks and have a glass of water, and I have my pretzel bites. And I figure now that I'm relaxed, surely I remember exactly where the car is. I go back out in the parking lot. There's no car. So I'm walking around again, 103 degrees, sweat balls running all over. Parts of me are sweating I didn't think had sweat glands. But I'm breathing, and I'm cool, and I'm saying the car has to be here because I parked here. I know I did. But I'm walking, there's just no car. So I'm, breathing and relaxing. And I was out there for from the first coming out of the mall to look for the car, to get in the car. I'm now out there probably an hour from the time I took my break, went in, and came back out. And so now I'm still kind of calm. There was no outward signs of losing it. Inside, I'm counting. I'm affirming that I am a peaceful being, and that surely the car is here. Surely it is. So I walk around some more, because the car has to be here, because I know I parked here. No car. So I call my husband. honey, can you come get me? Because I can't find the car. I know I parked here. And so he did. He came. He always rescues me. Thank goodness. If there is a place called heaven, and there are truly pearly gates, and there's truly somebody at the beginning of those gates, and they give out crowns encrusted with rubies and everything else, you know, as I learned as a little girl, this man will need a Brinks truck to carry his crown because he showed up as quickly as he could, and we sat in the car and we talked about it, and I still swore I knew that I parked here and the car is not here, and we drove around up and down the aisles and we looked at every single car. Not our car. We went down to the lower level. I think there's 3 levels. We went on 3. He said, should we go to the bottom level? And I said, no, I know I didn't park there. So we didn't go there. And he's, God bless him. I don't know how I manifested him. I don't, because you're hearing this story and realizing she needs help. So he, just always so patient, says, okay, all right, we won't go down there, but maybe we should, maybe on an off chance the car could be. I know I didn't park down there. So we drove around the other aisles again and looked again in case we missed it. But now it's like 3 hours. And he's just ever patient. And I'm quiet because losing it is not going to help us find the car. It's just not, and I know that, even though my MO is to lose it. But, I don't, because I am the queen of peace, the one with the peace initiative, so I can't lose it in the parking lot. And look at myself in the mirror later that day. Well, we looked for a while, and finally, he says, I'm sitting in the car. He says, I'm going to go look for the car, and I'll just walk around. I'll try this other parking lot. Meanwhile, he is also on Mr. Techie over here, is on his phone, because we both use Life 360, where you could see where somebody else is driving around and where they're moving and stuff like that. So he was looking back at how the journey of my car and driving and things like that. So he says, well, I'm just going to try look in this other parking lot. And he walks over there in 103-degree heat. God love him. And he walks over there, and I get a phone call a few minutes later, and he says, I found the car. And he doesn't say a word after they say, he comes back up. I'm sitting in the car, in the other car. He drives up in the car I lost. He never says, I told you so. God love him. Never said, I told you so. I think that's probably one of the most important signs of love. If you have somebody who won't say, I told you so. Yeah, I think that takes real compassion. So anyway, drive up, we're in the car. Now I'm losing it because I don't know how I could not have known where the car was. And I was so sure I knew exactly where I left it. So sure. And it was on that bottom level. And I kept saying, I know I didn't park there. We have no reason to go down there. But after he left and went back home in the other car, I drove down there and I remembered after I saw it that I had indeed parked on that lower level. And I remembered, and I told him earlier, that there was a woman who walked in the mall with me, and I remembered exactly what the doors were. I did walk in those doors, those particular doors in the mall. However, I forgot in my haste that I had parked on the bottom level, taken the elevator up to the second level, and then got out and walked through those doors. I was so not in the moment when I drove in that parking lot that I forgot where I was. And I was sure, dead sure, I would have bet everything I owned that I did not park down there. So the question is, you all are always learning from my hot mess of a self. You're welcome, I think. I think. What that's made me think about, and which I have really taken stock of since that Thursday afternoon, was how often I am not in the moment. How often I am 20 steps ahead instead of right where I am. Right where I am. And I noticed over the last couple of days, I'm usually not in the moment. Because I'm, again, speed of light, speed of light. How many times have you been on your phone and looked for your phone? Where's my phone? Talking on your phone, looking for your cell phone. Walked out of the room, didn't know why you walked out of the room to go somewhere else. How many times, I was doing my yoga the other morning, and I'm going through each of the asanas, and couldn't remember whether or not I just did the one that I end with. Because my brain is somewhere else. I'm thinking about something else totally. And I couldn't remember what I just did 10 seconds ago. Because I was somewhere else. And this is my spiritual practice. And my brain is somewhere else. How many times do you not remember what you just said? I'm sorry, where was I going with this conversation? How many times do we do that? Do you know how many times I drive away from my house wondering if I close the garage door? Because my brain is already at the destination probably, and I'm driving. I don't even remember if I close the garage door. And it's always closed. I just don't remember closing it. How many times? The moment. And I'm one of those people who rolls my eyes at that adage about, pay attention to the present because it's a gift. Oh my God, I'm like, really? But just think how important that is to be in the moment. To be in the moment. If for nothing else, that you get to go home right away when you come out of the mall. And you can turn on the air conditioning because it's 103 degrees out in Dallas, Texas, and you're sweating like a buffalo in a parking lot. If nothing else, life is 3 to 4 hours we were out there because I was so sure I knew what I did, and I didn't. So now think, how many things in your life do you think you were right about, and you're not? Think about it. Whether it's a judgment about yourself, someone else, your life, your relationship, your marriage, your job, your career, what your plans are for the next day, for the week, what you think you're destined to be, what your childhood was all about. Maybe you're wrong. And are we willing to contemplate whether or not we're wrong? I told you I would have bet everything I owned that I parked right where I thought I parked. I was dead wrong. Dead wrong. And man, when I realized that, I was sitting in the car when he left, after he left, and cried. Because I thought, how could I have been that sure and been so wrong? you may have something in your life right now that you would bet your last dime on that it's right, and it's not. And we are unwilling to contemplate whether or not that's the case. Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders of Unity, said, as he's putting out all this philosophy, and that man researched metaphysics and religions, world religions, and all these things. He was deep in thought all the time and wrote all these books, all of these things. He was way ahead of his time. And at some point he said, but don't hold on to this too tight because I might be wrong. He said, I might believe something else tomorrow morning. Be willing to contemplate that something else is right. The man kicked off a worldwide movement. And so he said, hold these things lightly. If you say you have a belief system and that's all you think is right, what if it's not right? What if you find out something tonight, but you're unwilling to accept it? My husband must have said 10 times, honey, maybe we should drive down to the bottom level. And I said, nope, I know I didn't park there. And I was dead wrong. And that was just about the car and where it's parked. What if there's something important in your life and you won't look at it? You won't look at it. Gotta be right, gotta be right, gotta be right, gotta be right, because everything is hinging on this. What if you're wrong? Are you willing to look at it? Are you willing to suck it up and say, all right, I was wrong? Are we? Our brains hold all this information, doesn't always hold it out front where you can see it. My subconscious knew that car was on the bottom level. Because when I drove down there and I remembered, I went, oh, yeah, I did. I did get in the elevator down here on the ground level. And I talked to that woman as we went up in the elevator. And we walked together through those front doors and we were laughing about something. So part of my brain knew, but it was not up front. It was not in my conscious mind, it was in the subconscious mind. So it's not that it's not there. It was stored. My conscious mind didn't have access to it at that time because I was moving too freaking fast. Moving too fast. Moving too fast. We have to slow down so we can take in what's important. So we can take it all in. And I'm starting to believe that everything is important. Because you could have a moment of sweetness of life that was important. The bloom of a flower. A scent in the air. A breeze when it's 103 degrees out and you've got sweat balls all over you. A breeze would have been nice. There probably were several breezes in that garage. I just never thought about them because I'm so sure I know where the car is parked. What are we missing when we don't pay attention? What are we missing because we're moving so fast and we're so sure that we know something when we might not? Maybe it's not right. What are the gifts along the way that are laid right out before us? But we're just clicking along. You know, when you're moving so fast, you can't even see the scenery anymore. Everything's just gray because you're just moving. That time From when I got in my car that second time and drove around the mall, all that was gray. I didn't notice a thing because all I wanted to do was get in that theater and see that movie with my friends. I didn't pay attention to anything. There could have been bodies under my car. I could have hit 5 people and wouldn't have known it. I don't know. I don't remember. I have no conscious remembrance of coming, getting in the car, then driving around the mall and getting out again. I don't know. Thought I knew. So what are we missing when we don't slow down? What are we missing? And so are we willing to back up a little bit in life and pay attention? Do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I rarely do one thing at a time. When I eat, I'm either watching TV or I read a book. Because eating for me is downtime. Oh, I could be doing something. I was telling Stefan earlier, I was eating breakfast this morning, but looking at lyrics and hymns in a book he brought. And so I really didn't contemplate a lot of it because I'm busy eating. And studies have shown that if you are distracted with your eating, that you don't get as much out of the food that you're eating as if you were to sit down and pay attention to what you're doing. Same thing with working out. That if you watch TV or you're doing something to distract yourself from the workout, that you don't get as much of a return from your workout as you would if you would concentrate on what you're doing. There's no such thing as multitasking. For years, we thought we were doing something good because we're doing something 2 at a time. I'm always trying to do something when I'm doing something else. So I'm working, and you do things, and you go switch the laundry, or you go do something, or you empty the dishwasher, you put stuff in the dishwasher. Because you just want to get it all done, just want to get it all done. I never sit and just do laundry only, because I figure, well, washer's doing all the work. So I can do all this other stuff, and then sometimes I forget I'm doing the laundry because I'm so busy doing 20 other things that I don't remember, sometimes I don't turn on the washer. I got all the clothes in there, washer's not turned on, because I'm doing 20 other things as I'm trying to do the wash. And then laundry takes 3 days instead of 1. What are we doing? Life is passing us by as we're trying to get everything done on their list. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the list done. Check them off, check them off, check them off. And in the meantime, life is passing me by. I think I'm in it, and I'm not. So I do know the only time I really slow down and pay attention and get mindful is on probably Friday night, Saturday, as I'm leading up to Sunday, and I know that whatever my talk is for the morning on Sunday is starting to come through. That's because I know I need to listen. So I'm thinking about all the things from the prior week, and I probably have about 5 or 6 divergent things in my head that I think might be part of the talk, but I'm just listening, I'm listening. And I clear out more distractions. I'm not as willing to do as many things on Saturday as I normally would because I'm listening, I'm paying attention. Probably Saturday and Sunday morning, I'm listening to instrumental music because I don't want lyrics going through my head. I want to hear what I believe Spirit wants me to say on Sunday morning. That's when I slow down. So the point is, what could Spirit be trying to say to me Monday through Thursday afternoon that I'm not hearing? The conversation doesn't stop. We just stop listening. We stop hearing because we're somewhere else in our heads and maybe in our hearts. I can't tell you, but it was probably Friday. I don't know what day it was. See? I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was Friday. We're watching TV, and I can't tell you how many times I noticed I picked up my phone. I'm not that important that I got stuff coming through all the time I need to pay attention to. But I'm just scrolling through stuff as the TV's on. And because now I'm paying attention to when I'm not in the moment, I thought, why am I looking at this when we're watching a movie? But I kept picking up the phone. And like a 3-year-old, I'm telling myself, put the phone down. And I put the phone down. 30 minutes later, I'm picking it up again. And I'd say to myself, put the phone down, watch the movie. Yeah. Half the time, I don't even know I'm doing it. I just pick it up. I'm scrolling through. I'm not looking at anything. I don't care because I'm watching the movie, but I'm on the phone at the same time, looking at stuff. How many of us do that? Some of us are so attached to our devices that we are always on our devices, even when we're talking to people. I have one person I stopped going to coffee with because she was always on her phone as we're trying to meet. I'm like, why am I sitting here? Just go home and be with your phone. So I stopped saying yes when she said, do you want to get together? Oh, no, not really. Yeah, call me. But then she's probably got me on speaker and she's probably going through stuff because I do the same thing. I do the same thing. Sometimes when people call me, I'm going through stuff. God forbid we give somebody our full attention. So what are we not paying attention to? What are you not hearing? What are you not seeing? What gifts are you missing? What messages are you missing? I believe Spirit is always, always, always talking to us. Even the stuff that you think is inconsequential or inane, like where'd you park your car? Why did I walk in the other room? You know, press send after you write the text. Have you done that? Written a text and not hit send? And you wonder why the person's not responding to you? Why didn't they call me? Oh, oops, it would have helped if I hit send. How many times? So yeah, what are we missing? What are we not paying attention to? And are we willing to slow down and do one thing at a time and pay attention to life as it's happening? And think about the things that you know are right. And you would give your best friend's kidney for. Because you are right. Not your kidney, your best friend's. Because you know you're right. But perhaps you're not. Perhaps you're not. Perhaps. Perhaps. So I think I'll stop rolling my eyes at that adage about the present being a gift. It is. It's really all there is to life. And at some point, we may realize that the moment we're in perhaps was the last moment with somebody we love. Last time we heard their voice. Perhaps there was something, some message for you that needed to come through that you're just not aware of because you were on something else and you thought something else was more important. And perhaps there's something we need to change our minds about, that we just need to be willing that there might be another answer. There just might be something better than what you're already sold on. Just maybe. So let's take this into meditation. Just breathe and be in this moment. Just be in this moment. And if you find your mind wandering, bring yourself back. Perhaps you need to take some deep breaths and slow your breath down. The body calms, the mind calms as we slow our breath down. And just concentrate on the inhale and the exhale in this moment. Pay attention to how you feel right now. What's your body feel like? Have you already lost focus and you're somewhere else? Just be here. Just be. Just be in the quiet, allowing yourself to listen to whatever's there, even if it's just quiet. Perhaps you feel your pulse. You feel the chill in the air, or you're warm. Perhaps you have emotions swirling that you didn't want to pay attention to. Perhaps there's something nagging at you, has been for a little while, that you haven't wanted to look at. Just be with it. Don't judge. Just stay focused right where you are. Just let yourself breathe and be in this peaceful place where all things are made known. The place from which everything that you ever needed to know or ever will know comes forth. Just breathe and relax. There's nothing to do, nothing to figure out, nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. No obligations. Just you. Just you in your fullness. You in the fullness of life. You in the fullness of self. Self with a capital S. The essence of you, which is goodness and peace. Wisdom, and love, compassion, harmony, balance, vibrant health. This place, this quiet place, is the place to be, to live from, speak from, love from. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. breathing deeply, inhaling, exhaling. One more time. In, fully expand the belly. Exhale, contracting the belly, letting the air out of the lungs. Memorizing this space here. Knowing that this peace and calm waits for you in every moment of every day. And all that you need springs from here. All that you are springs from here. In the now, the present, the gift. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. And so here from this peaceful place, we now raise the names of those for whom we want to pray. You can say them out loud or just simply in your heart of hearts. For Kate. For Cedric and Teresa. For Linda and Dottie. For PJ and for Ken. For Melissa, for Marcia, for Lainey, for Robin, for all of these beloved souls, and for all those we have not named but who are in our hearts and minds. We know that the all good is at work in their lives, and their highest and best is now being made manifest. We hold the high watch for them, always seeing them as the light that they are, with dominion over their thoughts, words, and actions. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So we know that we were given life and given life abundantly, and so we give thanks for all that we are blessed with. Time, talent, resources. And so together we now recite our celebration of giving. Together, divine love as me, good that I am and have, all the good that I truth and receive.
Hi, Kim. Well, let me just for a second. So Kim and I go pretty far back, and we're notorious because we never talk about, early on, the very first time I played here, I asked her, I said, kind of give me a theme of what you're going to talk about. And I'm not sure I don't remember the exact answer, but it was something like, I think you were formulating it. And I said, well, that's okay. I said, I'm just gonna come in with what I have, and we'll see how it works. It was the first time. And so I came in, and that time, and then the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 times, it just seems like something jives. The message goes along with the music somehow, sometimes to a T, sometimes to the exact message. And it's not talked about, it's not planned, and it's just part of kind of the mystery of life. And so today, more than any other time, something is occurring. And it started last night, actually. I started working on a song, and I'm just going to play a little of it because I didn't finish it. And I even woke up early today to finish it because it was just on me. And it goes a little something like this. Turn this up a little. I got to feel it. Stop, wait, there's something I have to say. I've missed so much. Instead of looking out your open window, stop and wait. And then it would do another verse. Oh, stop, wait. And it builds up to a chorus. Fast asleep, I was walking past the world, walking past the world, fast asleep. I couldn't see you, girl, I couldn't see you, girl, fast asleep with your love, with your love, with your love. I'll see, with your love, I'll see. And then we go something like that. But well, I couldn't finish it because sometimes the words, and then when I'm doing that, I all of a sudden start doing this. Because believe me, you're a writer, you know how it is, so you're starting to work on one thing, and all of a sudden, well, I can't finish the words of this song. I can't, and I really want it to be ready and want it to be strong, you know. I had no idea it was going to be about you guys in the parking garage. So, even a reference to an open window. So I'm doing this. And the words are, because I don't have enough of it. I mean, I have it, but moving at the speed of life. It's so easy to lose the light. But in my deepest heart, I see you smiling. And in my deepest heart, I see you smiling. Yeah, but in my deepest heart, I see you crying. So that song is coming along. That was today at about 9:30 that this started just coming out of me. And it's like, oh my gosh. And so I said, well, I can't, and I'm looking at the clock, and I live like 45 minutes away, and I'm like, what do I do, you know? So if I still have time, I'll play another song that is complete. And, but I guess I'm just all that to say. I was so close. I was on it. I was on you. I was on your tail. I was on your feet. I was right here, just right behind you. But you were just a little too quick. I couldn't catch you. So I'm going to play this song called In My Blood, and it's about the transformation we take as we grow, as we hopefully realize our way. And maybe this does fit. Our way isn't, it's the past is the past, and sometimes we just have to grow. And sometimes it takes a long time. And when the shift happens, you know it because you can look back and you can actually see yourself like, oh, that was a whole different me. And that's what this song's about, in our blood. What's in our blood? In my blood, a man exists. To walk away, even shake a fist. That's over now. That's over now. He used to say that love was fun. Hot on his face, the summer sun. That's over now. That's over now. I found a heart that beats slower than the stars that fall to the ground, never making sounds. In my blood, a man awakes to figure out just what it takes to turn around, to turn around. And though he cries for his mistakes, the winter sun now warms his face. It's better now, it's better now. And I found a heart that beats slower than the stars that fall to the ground, never making sound. Is off with eyes so close, the curtain's drawn, nothing's exposed unless the lights are down. It's not enough these many years, what's worked before to calm the fears. I had to let them drown. We fall to the ground, never making sounds. Thank you, Ken.
Well, as things happen, things always happen in just such perfection. This is why we need to pay attention. So my friend Stephen, that I was racing to the movies with on Thursday, is a poet, and so he wrote this morning and sent it to me, Signs from God and Others. Do you recognize God when he shows up on the scene? And are you aware that it is him in the very smallest of things? It may be a beautiful butterfly or in the form of a pup, possibly some angel clouds in the heavens if you happen to look up. Just open up your heart and be receptive to what you see. He could appear as almost anything if you're willing to trust and believe. It is truly your decision, just yours and yours alone. Rather you wish to share your life with him or to try to survive on your own. It seems invariably he shows up at just the right time, perhaps at a crossroads in your life when you might feel like you're losing your mind. They are the salvation that we can seek every day, just another soul signpost to direct us along the way. It touches my heart and mind when I observe those that are all alone, for if they continue on that path, it will be like their epitaph written in stone. So daily I wait for my share of signs from God and others, these gentle little reminders from my many sisters and brothers. All things come to us. All things come to us, but we don't see unless we're slowing down and paying attention. So let's give thanks for our tithes and offerings and for Rahim and everything you blessed us with today. Thank you. We are so grateful for all of the goodness that overflows into this community, that allows us to have an experience together whenever we meet, that touches our hearts, that helps us to grow and to appreciate more of life and be more of who we are called to be in our divinity. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So just a couple of announcements, please. So we're still raising money for Kate. She is now done with her treatment. She had it on Thursday. Everything went well. She was back in Miami yesterday, so I suspect she is back home by now. But if you would still like to contribute to her cancer treatment fund, it's on GoFundMe.com. And you just need to search for Katie Cates Cancer Treatment, and it'll come right up. Next one. So tonight, we're going to see this gentleman, Stefan Carlson, our pianist. He's at the Balcony Club again tonight at 8 p.m. And are there any who want to have dinner at Mi Cocina next door? Okay, so we're meeting for dinner at 6. Everybody is invited. The Balcony Club is at 1825 Abrams Road. I've been before. It's just a wonderful time. He'll be there with his band and all his splendor doing his thing. It is something to behold. It's a good time. It's a relaxed place. But you do have to take those stairs. There's no elevator, so if you can't handle stairs, then it's probably not something you can do. Unless you have, fly or find someone to carry you up, one or the other. So we're going to meet there at 6. I don't know if, let's talk if people are, I don't know if people want to meet here and drive down. I'm just going to go from home, so it's up to you. So dinner at 6, and then the show starts at 8. And is there anything after that? Oh, and I'm still looking for a photographer. If anybody, just somebody, you can just use your phone. You don't have to be a professional photographer. Somebody can just take pictures as things go along, or as we're here during service sometimes, or out having fellowship together afterwards or before. Candid pictures, no posing, all that other stuff. We just want to document our life together and what we do and the glory that happens here every single day. So come see me or send me a text at the 618-YES-USCS. I think that's the last one, correct? Yes. And now we have our mission and vision. Pete.
All right. Well, My wife wants to see that movie where the crawdads sing, and we will not be going to North Park for sure, so. We're not going. That's right. That's right. Let's do our vision and mission together. We are Unity Spiritual Center Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teachings and demonstrations of unity principles towards the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now, and everything is always working out for us. Thank y'all. Yes.
I want to thank Shane for doing the inspiration moment this morning for the first time. Great job, great job, great job. Thank you all for being here, for sharing your time and bringing your love and your presence here to this place. You absolutely make this the best place to be on Sunday mornings. I love you all. Have a glorious day. Have a glorious week. Namaste. Namaste.